Cub and Chub.
Girls, we're here.
We're here. We're here like
Yes.
season 3 or 4 of We're Here, you know?
I feel like we are season 2 of We're Here because that was a great season.
Yeah. I like season 2.
I'm not interested in season 4. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I love you, Latrice. I love you, Jada.
Yeah.
Priyanka, I see you.
I know of her.
Sasha,
I don't
know
know.
you.
I don't know her enough to have an opinion of her. So I'm like, yeah, Priyanka, cool.
All that I know of her is a bunch of fart humor and like she's
Yeah. She's the Canadian winner, right? Of season
she's the
1.
first. She's the Kelly Clarkson of Drag Race Canada.
Okay, there you go. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I know her through some pit stops, but I've not really jumped in. I was like, that's
yeah. Like I know more about Lemon than I know about her, which is
cool. Okay.
weird. I don't really know Lemon either, but like I
Yeah.
know, yeah. So I'm not. I I. This is gonna sound shady on the other end, but it's not.
Okay.
This cast before Latrice was involved felt just very pretty,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that Sasha is very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
None of which made We're Here very good. Like that wasn't why I liked We're Here. I liked We're Here because of the heart,
Mm-hmm.
because of the like we're all a little crunchy girl. Let's get it together. Let's have fun. And
Yeah.
this cast doesn't seem super. Now I will watch the first episode and eat all of the dick if it's not if it ends up being like fun and all this other stuff.
Sure.
But it like the cast itself doesn't seem like the fun lovey crew.
Yeah, I agree. When I heard the second lineup, I was like, okay. I mean, I like Sasha, but I don't like Sasha for what the show is, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, interesting. And yeah, with everybody else. And again, Latrice is an interesting kind of chemical reaction to those others. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, okay, well,
it
there's
gives that motherly like come here baby type of thing.
right. Yeah, I'm trying to picture like Sasha being warm and welcoming to an outsider in a small town. Like,
Yeah, I don't
not
see
that she
that.
would be mean, I just don't see her doing that kind of like one-on-one.
Yeah. I
And
know
it might
Jada is from Milwaukee, which is supposedly like a version of a small town.
yeah, and the more I see of Jada, the more she kind of feels like just like the fun-loving, like whatever
Yeah.
kind of queen, which is fine. But um, none of them are Bob.
None of them
None of
have that
them,
balance of like I know what I'm doing slash like I care about you
yeah.
that I like yeah.
That original lineup, they were so confident and set in who they were that it felt
Yeah.
like they could work with other people to say like, this is what I did, this is what I do. They are
Yeah.
so unique in their own personality, and the new ones are just, and it might be because they're newer queens too, to some degree. But there's a
Yeah.
little bit of just like, oh, okay, well, I'll definitely check it out just to see what the vibe is. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, they can edit anything to be whatever. So,
Okay, so did you? We won't name names because anyway, did you know about the accusations and that's what drove the turnover from the first season?
so I didn't know about what was happening until maybe like a month ago,
Okay.
and I didn't know that's why they turned it over. Like they had turned it over before, but unbeknownst to us, there had been litigation already.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, DJ, come on, like,
I thought it was uncharacteristically Bob was being uncharacteristically quiet on that change. Bob
yeah,
is somebody who will speak and talk about things, and so the fact that he was like, the announcement was made that there was a new cast, and like he was like, that sounds like fun. Like I hope they do well. I was like, that's
no.
not Bob. That's
But at
not
the same
Bob.
time, I also thought that like he's going on tour with Madonna. He ain't got time
Sure,
for
sure,
him.
but I just kind of thought he'd be even if he was just like, man, I would have liked to do another one, but whatever. Like he just didn't give his point of view on the switchover.
Yeah.
He was just very quiet. I was like, okay, weird. And then everything came out in the last few weeks, and it's like, oh, you couldn't say anything. You're probably under some kind of gag order with what happened, and like
Yeah.
he literally can't say anything. So I was like, oh wow, that's kind of wild.
Which like not to like switch the subject, but like imagine like what we know about people
Uh huh.
and the things that we keep quiet about
Uh huh.
amongst each other.
Uh,
Imagine what Bob and Monet keep quiet.
and don't say about people they know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we already know that like certain ones are co-kids and they don't want to talk about it too much.
Sure.
But the amount of stuff that probably happens that they tell one another
Right.
that they really can't talk about.
Yep.
I mean, for one, All Star 7, like we didn't know that. But
Yep.
we knew something was happening, but we didn't know.
Yeah.
Like it's very like I want to know, but I also like am happy that you have somebody to talk to about this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That you can like go to, and especially in those like again gag order stuff. Like there's as much has been said about Drag Race. There's still so much we don't know because of the gag. You know, because of the not the gag, but the D.
Uh,
Don't
just shut the hell up.
right.
Okay.
DNA, not DNA. D.
Do not.
NDA,
No,
NDA, non-disclosure agreement. NDA.
NDA.
Ugh,
Yes.
yeah, that. Yeah, I don't know, but I just when all that came out in the last few weeks, and I was reading about it, and I was like, holy crap! I'm like, oh, okay. Well, now it makes more sense why it kind of happened, and we didn't really know what was going on. So
Yeah, and it's a little sad. It's just like,
yeah,
girl, are we all horrible? Like,
yeah, like you just
are
like,
we
oh,
just,
that person really like,
yeah, I was just like, girl,
yeah,
anything else? Like, anything
yeah,
else? Why? And then, like, the details about, like, that one encounter, I'm like,
mm-hmm. No, I think there's also that there's been some interesting discussion around the fact that people some of these accusations I guess are older than what we found out through things on Twitter and things like that. But I think it's interesting when you think about people don't want to talk about it because they already know that drag queens and this community are under fire anyway. So it's like,
yeah.
well, they might
Well,
be a
like,
terrible person, but don't say anything because it's just going to make us all look bad. And it's like,
yeah, it's just like, no, you just do that. Not everybody
right.
who
Not
is a part
everybody's
of your craft does that.
yeah.
Like, and that, like, it would be easier if people just understood humans are friends, but they don't.
Yeah.
They group people together. They say all of this type of person is this, or all the, all tops are liars and
Yeah.
like disgusting and probably shouldn't get the things that they get. They say all bottoms are emotional and, not in control when that's not the truth
Not
at
true.
all.
Not even a little bit.
We're all human and we all get times in our lives where we do things we shouldn't be doing. And then we have great moments where we do things that we didn't know we were capable of, both bad and good. So, unfortunately, that is what's happening in the world.
Yeah. And call it out.
Yeah.
It might not be comfortable.
Call the people, call them who they are, but it's not because of
It's not because of their
what
profession.
they are. It's
Yeah.
just something that this person is doing.
This person, in or out of
Absolutely.
drag, gay or straight, is not doing
Yeah.
things the way they should be, and is not being
Exactly.
a decent human being. Apparently, allegedly.
Treat them just like Jared from Subway or whatever.
That's right.
But
I like to walk around just assuming everybody's Jared from some way until they show me otherwise. I think they're
Right?
all terrible, and
Yeah. My thing is, no, I'm not saying that.
yeah,
Never mind.
that's all right.
Um, we're saddened. By the
We
news.
are, and I hate to do a terrible transition, but Tim,
To the right,
to the what?
to the right.
To the right. It's Trans Day of Visibility. So to all of our transgender friends out there, happy Trans Day of Visibility.
We see you. We love you. We know you.
That's right. Love, love, love out there. It's also Easter, which is a thing, you know?
Sure.
Surprise,
Surprise, surprise.
surprise.
Surprise, surprise. I'm not dead, bitch.
I'm not dead, I'm
Like,
here,
that's what he
bitch.
should have did.
Tim, do you have any, like, I know you grew up in a pretty religious family.
I did.
Do you have any like fond Easter memories?
Well, I don't have any like Easter like stories per se, but I just like remember we always had to get a new suit.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I think about my childhood in general and like suits and stuff, I had a tailor.
Oh yeah, you guys were done. Those family photos, you guys were cinched.
Like, and we all had like similar suits. So my mother was surrounded by three men for, at least 22 years of her life.
Bless her. Yeah.
So like we got suits and we had like around spring, we got new suits.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about like two or three. And they were all tailored to our bodies. But for some reason, I don't count that. Like, I don't like today, I'm like, I never like, I'm not like, I didn't grow up with things. I don't think of it that way. I just like, but when I look right down to it, Abe Copland was my tailor.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I had a Jewish tailor.
Nice. Okay.
Who was, doing my Easter outfits for me, which was
intriguing.
Odd. I mean, considering you don't. Yes, whatever. But yeah, like I remember the pastel suits, like the off-white suit. I had this one like green zoot suit that like I loved it because I got like that's the one that I was like, oh my God, it's long like a dress. Like the coat was really long.
Yeah.
That was like in the 90s when things were like getting baggy and shit like that. And so just like jorts, oh my God, I hate those. Like the pants were like a little baggy, and then I also had like this green. It was like it was giving money green, and it was like pinstripe, so I looked like a little gangster. But to me, I was like, oh my God, this is my dress. I'm in love with it. A lot of the time I wore it in my room by myself, and I wore it with the coat, with just the coat. So like my chest was out. And I was like, I've had titties since 5th grade, girls. So like, I was like, yes, this is the look. And to see J-Lo did that in 2005, I was like, I did it first.
I did it first. That's right.
So to answer the question, yeah, like for Easter, we got a new suit, and we would just go to church, and all the CME people, Christmas, Mother's Day, Easter people would be there with their mothers, like saying, hey girls, we still believe in God. Right. And I would be annoyed because I don't like people all up on me and stuff like that. So
yeah. So you guys didn't fuck around with the Easter bunny and eggs and all that shit because
they did, but like I didn't participate.
Oh, okay.
So my parents were much older, so they did not like. I don't know if they didn't want to, or if just because I didn't care to. They were just like, "Thank God we don't have to go through this again."
Yeah.
Like They had Easter egg hunts and stuff like that, but again, I did not like people. I don't like outside,
Right.
so I was just like, no, I'm good. And I was always confused as to why bunnies,
Right. And
eggs,
Jesus. Yeah, eggs.
Jesus, cross. Like I don't like. I was like, zombie Jesus comes back and we get eggs and a rabbit, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
I was a lot of stuff that like didn't really make sense to me about that. I was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Which I'm
I
sure a
got you.
lot of people did.
Yeah, I still don't. I've never really looked into the history. I don't understand the Easter Bunny
It's
connection.
honestly, it's pagan. It's
Hmm.
from the goddess Estra.
Okay.
She was supposedly born of an egg.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And it's the rebirth of spring. Spring, like the earth. So if
Yeah.
you think about it, the sun, the sun, son of God, comes back from death, the
The
winter,
winter. Yeah.
every day. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Because
Yeah.
I did read about how the Easter is set after the first full moon of after the equinox.
So it's the
So would
first Sunday after the first full moon of the equinox, like after the equinox.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. So that and that's why it can kind of be within a 30-day range of
Yeah.
great.
It's because they didn't want that particular if you notice like sometimes it's hot in Christmas.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's really, really cold on Halloween. They didn't want that like they wanted that particular holiday to always be in the same time of year
Right. Bright, sunny, not yeah. That makes sense.
because it's supposed to bring about the newness of
Yeah.
the year, the newness of light, nature, and that stuff.
Well, there you go. The more you know, everybody. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little Wiccan. Okay.
Little Wiccan on the side, you know.
I love that shit. Like I'm just like it. I'm not gonna say it makes a lot more sense.
Hmm.
It does like at least coincide with nature.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly.
So I'm like, okay, I can get with this, and I also like don't mind that Jesus was a smart ass that came back. It's cool.
Amen.
Just like homosexuals when they come out, they roll away the shade and they say, "Surprise, surprise, surprise, surprise! I'm gay."
I'm gay as hell. So everybody, just FYI, I'm playing hurt a little bit. I am dealing with
I
some
think you're
back
playing.
issues.
I think you are hurt. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling great, and trying to sit here is uncomfortable because my back is not like participating. So if I seem a little reserved or not here, I'm here for a short time, a good time, not a long time. What I don't know,
yes.
but
I
yeah.
mean, most of our like episodes in the past like few weeks have been short.
Oh yeah, we are not yeah. It's like we're gonna get
Yeah.
to it. We're gonna in and out.
Exactly, because you guys, we don't need that long for you to hear our jokes, and
Nope, nope.
we have a laugh, we have a kiki, and then we go back and we talk about y'all.
And then we talk
So
about every single one of y'all. Every single one of y'all.
exactly. So yeah, happy Easter.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Did you get your nieces, nephews things?
No, Easter after ooh, this is a weird episode. No, Easter after a certain point in my family's like history just stopped being a thing
Wow.
for us. So I think that the babies still do like they'll still do like egg hiding and Easter basket stuff on Easter.
Well, it's not a
Um,
lot of them though, so you just do it for
yeah, I think like Kayla does it for Ava and Xavier does it for Jason, but I don't I'm trying to remember the last time like we did an Easter thing. I mean, they're doing dinner today, and we got an invite. Like Dad's gonna do like a family like dinner thing.
yeah.
So
Does he
that's
have like deviled eggs? Like,
I don't deviled eggs for us is usually a Thanksgiving thing that mom makes. I don't know if she does it on Easter or not. That's the thing. Like, I don't have like a lot of. I have a lot of like childhood Easter memories. I don't have a lot of adult Easter things with the family. Like they just kind of
Yeah.
faded away. So
What happened? What happened? Like,
I
I don't see
see.
y'all celebrating Easter like that. Why would you celebrate that? Are y'all like not
So
not that you're super not that you're like atheist or anything, but I just don't see y'all
no,
as
no,
super religious people.
no, no, no. We're very waspy in our like. They identify as Christian, but don't really ever go to church for any reason.
Yeah.
When my grandmother was alive, when they built, I'm trying to remember how this works. The the church that my grandfather and grandmother helped like build and put together in Williamsburg,
Mhm.
they were very dedicated to that church for a very long time. And so when my dad and his brothers were growing up, they would go to that church. And as they got older, they stopped going, but we would still go on like for Christmas Eve
Yeah.
mass or like Easter Sunday, we would go. And so I have like some childhood memories of going, being the, what is it, Christmas, Mother's Day,
You're
Easter Sunday.
CME kids.
See
Yeah.
me, yeah, very see me. Like if that, there were
Yeah.
some Christmases we did not go. There was a lot. I remember being we were always at Grandma's house on Christmas Eve, and then there was always the discussion of like, are we gonna go to church tonight? And everybody's been like, well, I don't know. So, um, but we would do like Easter egg hunts and like the baskets at Grandma's house. She had like a lot of room in the backyard, and there were a lot
Mhm.
of cousins.
Yeah.
So we would go back there and do all that. And then when she passed away in 99, I was like 15 or 16. So like the cousins were old enough, me and my sister were old enough, like we weren't really doing that anymore. So I
Yeah.
think after she passed, like the whatever the tradition was kind of just went when she
Faded.
went. And so and then like I don't know, every so often my sister will hit us up and be like, we need to like start like doing family stuff again, or like I'll do something for Easter, and it's like, okay, but it's it's weird when
It would feel forced at this point.
yeah, it's like the holiday. We're not doing it for the holiday because again, we're not very religious. Um, so it's more of a reason just to have dinner and get together, which geographically is very difficult for the crew now because of where we're at. So it's weird. It's like we want to do things, or like last night, I was sitting here and Dad sent me the text and he's like, "We're doing dinner tomorrow if you want to come by." And I'm like, "Okay," like, which is sweet. I appreciate the invite, but also like more of a heads up would be, we could plan around these things.
Millennials are horrible.
Well,
We are horrible.
I like a plan, Tim Carter.
We
I
are
like.
horrible people. Listen, the plan was, that it's Easter.
Yeah, right.
You're going to have something to do, hopefully.
I maybe, but that's the thing. Like, I don't have like. That's the thing. I don't have regular memories. Like the last few years, I've not been there for Easter dinner.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's because I didn't get the invite or they weren't really planning anything. Do you know? Like, I don't. It's not a
You
thing we do.
are their family. You don't need it.
No, but that's the thing. Like, I don't know that they were doing anything. I don't. I think it was
Yeah.
just another Sunday because
Yeah.
It's not like Christmas Eve where I know I'm going to be home.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah,
because of the pandemic, a
the
lot of
pandemic
things
threw things
changed.
off for sure.
Like we just aren't. I think we're just not as close in general with holidays anymore. Like
Yeah,
I think between us millennials being the generation that breaks away from our families very easily, we don't do respectability politics too well.
yeah,
And we will, create a family where we can. Slash, there is this like the geriatric millennial, which is still very much kind of still in that realm of I got to do this because of.
right.
Sometimes I do feel like our traditions are melting away. And that's not a bad thing because if you don't know why you're doing something, why do you do it? But
Sure.
at the same time, there is a connectivity that traditions tend to bring. Like,
Yeah.
it's Christmas, you're going to see your family.
Right.
And that, like, yes, there are family members you can't stand and don't want to be around, but there are also other family members that you love and you want to
Yeah.
spend time with, and because of work or whatever, you don't get to spend that time. But holidays like Easter, no matter how crazy it may seem, they bring people together. And I think that's what we are not getting anymore.
Yeah.
And that sucks, you know?
Yeah. Found family though is important, so
Yeah. I mean, I will say that y'all's family gets together, but like,
we
well,
do. I
your
mean,
immediate family, like
yeah.
your unit gets together.
Yeah.
But like, I can't tell you the last time I saw my aunt, and that's sad.
Yeah, no, trying to well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. That's a
Yeah,
different road to go down, but yeah, I hear you.
yeah, yeah. Easter is not very important, but it's what, if you think about it, between Easter and maybe Memorial Day, maybe, if
Mhm.
you, but do families get together for Memorial Day? Like, I don't think that's a
I
thing.
think you know what? I think of cookouts. I think of like a long weekend
Yeah.
because you get that Monday off. So
Okay.
it's like there's a good chance I might see them on a Sunday doing a cookout, compared to
Yeah. Okay.
Easter where it's like, oh, are we? Oh, yeah, 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 I'll come over. I guess that's cool.
Yeah. Because like Easter's not, it's not really recognized by your job, so
No, and it's also, I mean, if you're doing the traditional, it's also on a Sunday. Like,
it's a lot.
yeah, so it's like, okay, that's cool, whatever.
But
Um,
it does give you that extra, like between Christmas and Mother's Day, you get to like appease your mother who probably wants you to go to
That's
church.
right.
Like,
Would like to see you. Call her. If you're
yeah.
wondering if you need to call your mother, call her.
Shout out to people who haven't called their mothers lately, or people who you feel are a maternal figure in your life.
Yeah,
Call them
give them a
just out
call.
of the blue. Just say, this gay on a podcast I listened to told me to call you, so I did it, and you can
Yeah,
have a big laugh about that, because they love to laugh at queers. And yeah, talk to them, show them that you kind of care about them.
Tim, I had a like reunion with a maternal figure with that recently that I was kind of surprised. I Do you remember? You probably don't remember her. Her name's
Yeah, I
okay.
remember
Yeah,
her.
she was like my mom away from home. Like me and her were tight. Like I got hired onto her team, and then I was one of the few students like who would show up. And she's like, "Oh, you're responsible. Like, let me make you my assistant manager." So I quickly became like her lead and assistant manager. And then when I got that, like we were working together a lot. Like I was working a lot of hours as a student. Don't do that. But we bonded like really quickly. And so for like
Yeah.
4 years, 5 years, I it was me, and then I
Mhm.
left and went and did my thing, and we were still very close. And then, politics and Facebook and 2016 and all that stuff was happening, right?
Mhm.
And I really learned how to use that unfollow button on my Facebook, right? I don't want to see this. I don't want to see that, right? And
See, I just
so,
unfollowed Facebook.
or you
Like,
could just get off Facebook, which is also probably the healthier choice. Um, but it was one of those things, and Tim, you and I have some brothers that I have unfollowed over the years that I forgot I unfollowed. And then I'm
yeah,
like, huh, I wonder how that person's doing. And
yeah,
they're like, they post all the time. And I'm like, oh, I forgot. I can't see anything that they do. And that kind of happened with like,
yeah.
I like out of sight, out of mind.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden, like she started reaching out. She's like, hey, I'm going to be in Richmond. And I was like, oh my gosh, like cool. She came for the Irish festival. And,
Oh my
so I
God, you
could just,
could. Did she come to your party?
no, no, no. She a different thing in Richmond. So
Oh,
I
okay.
was DJing, but she was at this. They do this in downtown Richmond where they have the big Irish folk festival.
Yeah.
So we met down there, and like I got to see her for the first time in like maybe a decade,
Oh,
and it was one of those things where I was like, oh, like this is my mom. This is like
yeah.
this is somebody that really loved and cared about me,
Hmm.
and Um, and it was good to see her.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that was nice.
It is okay for everybody to have different ideologies because we all have different lives and we are trying to do what's best for those lives, right?
Right.
2016 was hard for a lot of political reasons. And I think people just were thinking I'm politically affiliated with this.
Yeah.
And they were thinking that like it's no longer about politics, it's about like whole lives. Right. And so, you know, when I see the people who I unfollowed on my Instagram because I'm a regular millennial, I recently was like, oh, let me go and check on this person, and they look old and ragged and decrepit, and I'm like, life happened. So you can come back, and I can laugh at you every time I look at you about your choices, and we can just be friends now.
One thing that really disappointed me during that time was like everybody who chose the line of thinking that can't we just the kind of can't we all just get along?
Yeah.
Does everything have to be about this? Like that line of thinking of like, can we get out of identity politics, if you will? It was always those people who also chose the Republican side. It was never like, man, I don't really want to deal with this, but I'm going to choose liberal politics. It was always like, this is just so much. Can't we all just get along? Trump. It's like, yeah. I was like, well,
that's the thing. It's like because it didn't affect them. Like,
right.
Yeah, it didn't affect your life. So you weren't, on the other end of a knee. So
right.
So that it is what it is, and I understood. Then I'm like, because it was my life on the line.
Yeah.
Today I'm just like, you chose your side. It was wrong. And I'm over here, glistening, glowy, a little depressed, but still beautiful.
But still here and present. Yeah.
Still here and present. And, I think that that's where I am. I'm not giving grace by any means, but I am choosing me, and what makes me happy. And if you give me a birthday gift because, I didn't cuss you out every single day like everybody else is doing, great. That means I'm going to take that and I'm going to pawn it and I'm going to give it to, my side of things. So
there you go. Yeah. That conversation went a weird way, but yeah. Do you want me to leave that whole thing in? I can never decide how mean. I can never decide how like mean or cutting you want to be sometimes. So
I really don't. Is that mean?
If you're them and they're talking about you, I would say that feels mean. Yes, but if you don't care, that's fine.
Fine, cut it out. I don't want to be.
It's okay.
I mean, to them when they haven't done anything to me in the past like half decade, like. But you can leave that part in.
Okay. No! Oh God, I'm 40. Ow!
Oh no! It's giving pinched.
It's giving pinched.
I'm giving plucked.
You're giving plucked. I want to be cinched, and I'm just pinched, and it's very upsetting.
Aww.
Okay. Tim, what's making you live this week?
I got some shapewear the other day. Ooh. And while it is not doing what I thought it was going to do, it did make me think I wouldn't look bad in a singlet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, Monet Exchange has these singlets that I think she's going to come out with a line. I just know that she is.
Got a feeling?
Because I'm seeing too many of them. It's kind of like when I saw her at Disney and she had on one of the House of Bob things.
Yeah.
And I was seeing Bob in like interviews with these like similar like things. I was like, oh, and then he came out with them.
Yep.
Which I'm waiting for that next line, Bob. I see the ones that you are probably gonna get out, and I'm
Uh,
like, please just let them out. I have a personal line of credit I'd love to use.
dedicated just for you.
But no, I'm living for the fact that like I always thought that a wrestling singlet would not look good on me because I have fat in the front
Hmm.
that I'm not interested in seeing. But that it was actually kind of cute.
Yeah,
Definitely wear that to like a cannonball or like some situation. So I'm living
nice,
for that like singlets are okay.
nice.
What about you? What you living for?
A couple things we haven't talked about it this week because we're still absorbing, but hello to the Queen and her new album. I played some of it yesterday at the Trans Day Visibility party I did.
Mhm.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Um,
Miley and
Miley,
her
I
voice.
played Miley's track. I played her cover of Jolene and her cover of Blackbird. With
Mm-hmm.
anyway, we'll get into that maybe later down the road.
Tanner. Oh,
So good. So that was fun. So happy new Beyonce weekend, new Beyonce album weekend. Um, I'm also living for planning for Cannonball, and I don't want to say too much because we don't know what the future holds. Like we got to get through
I
some
think
stuff.
we should stop like advertising that we are going to be at Cannonball and just like say that we're excited to go to Cannonball.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like because things are
Tim and I are planning on trying to attend Cannonball this year,
yeah.
and I'm somebody who will daydream about planning a vacation for a
Mhm.
very long time, and
Yeah.
it hits that place in my brain like the dopamine hit. Like
Mhm.
I would. That's me.
Now I actually like I have a question about that.
Yeah, what you got?
Do you I know that like planning everything and like imagining it
Hmm.
like gives you that dopamine hit and
Yep.
it's like amazing and like you were like do 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 do. When you start to just go and do it, do you feel like that happiness?
I
Like
do.
when we went to Austin, were you having as much fun as you did planning it?
Oh yeah, no. Austin was good. Austin's a little different because by day three or four, when I'm hungover,
Yeah,
that's different. I had
yeah.
fun, but also I'm old, and I go to bed at 9, 10 o'clock.
We need to
So
stop doing that.
it's a little different.
We gotta figure out a way for you to I don't know get natural caffeine into your body.
Well,
Like
here's the thing. Here is the thing, Tim. Whenever I try to talk about like, oh, I'm gonna do something that's out of my ordinary like routine or like party or go out drinking, the idea is that I have to try to plan to be somebody I'm not naturally, and I'm
no.
like, oh no, I don't have to do that. Like I can have drinks and go to dinner, and I can go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Because you have that face. You're not going to bed at 9. I know exactly where you're gonna be at 9 o'clock at Cannonball, and I love it for you. I love it for you, but I don't have to be there for it.
But you know what? Yeah, you don't have to be there. You won't be
You
there for that.
probably don't want me there for that. Let's just be honest. In
I
certain
honestly don't
scenarios,
care. If I want it bad enough, it's gonna get got.
you're
Like
gonna get what you want, whether I'm present or not. So I'm trying to like get into this mode where I'm like if it's just me and you on a vacation, that's one thing to try to like be together and do stuff together and not be like a party pooper. But like a cannonball situation where it's like, baby
well,
girl,
I will say I do need you there to begin with. After about the fourth drink, we're
yeah,
good.
yeah, I'm there to get you going, and then I've got a bed, and I'm very well phrasing, sorry, but but so I'm trying. I'm actually really trying to embrace the idea. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go and like have fun with
Yeah,
you and with these people, but also like be okay with me being me, which is like
yeah.
I'm gonna be up at 6 a.m. at the gym with like the two other bears that are gonna do that. And I'm probably gonna go to bed at 8 or 9 with like the two or three other bears that are doing that, right? Like there's always a me somewhere.
Will you be
Right?
going to bed with two or three of the bands that are
Well,
doing this?
heading to our rooms in a general direction. How dare you?
I'm
Whatever you
not.
do, right? Whatever you
You
do,
do you.
you do
You
you.
do you.
You do you.
I'll
You do
be at the
them.
after hours party.
You're gonna. I'm so excited. So they did you look at the previews that they're doing on their Insta?
No, because like I'm the person that I will get tired of a situation, and then by the
You
time
just show
I
up.
get there, I'll be like, "Girl, I don't want
Yeah,
to do."
you just show up. Yeah, I gotcha. I got.
Because like if I start thinking about the shit that I'm going to do, and then I prepare for that, and by the time I prepare for that and get like keyed up for it, my energy is depleted.
Yeah,
So I just need to show up and like absorb whatever energy is there for me to like shine. Like I just need to get dressed for an event, and whatever event it is
yeah,
happens. Yeah.
yeah. I
And that's partially because I have a friend that is type A and has planned everything. So
right,
like,
right. We complement each other in that way. Where I'll be like, "Here's all the details. What do you want to do?" And I'll do, and then I'll lock everything down. So no, we complement each other in that way for sure. So yeah, just planning. The registration's coming up, and there's also the excitement of like jumping in, like, oh, we could do
yeah,
this. Do we want to do the upgrade package? And blah blah
we
blah.
do.
So like also yes. So
Which I'm too ornery to not do all the upgrades and stuff.
there's a
I'm
spa
not sitting in
package.
line.
There's a
Yes,
spa
I
package.
want to be scrubbed by like some chubby, nondescripted person.
There we go. Look at you. Look at you growing.
But you
Love
know
it.
who we like.
We know. We know what it is. Um. Anyway, that's making me live. I like you're a great vacation partner. You're pretty much game for
Oh,
whatever.
thank you. I've always wondered that. Like,
Oh yeah, you're
am
great,
I
and you also
boring?
no.
Like,
You're great, and you also push me just a little bit because
yeah.
you're like I'd like to do this. Are you down? And I'm like, even if I'm like maybe like not there yet, I'm like, okay, we're on vacation. Like, let it happen. So no, you're perfect. That's great.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good to
love
know.
going
Because
on
like
vacation.
sometimes I'd be like, actually, I could sit on this couch.
So that's how I like that fourth day of Austin where we spent like most of the day in bed
Girl,
watching
we went to
TV.
bed after we woke up.
It was rough. I was so hungover, and I was like, Tim's so mad at me. Like
No,
he's
I'm
so.
not. I honestly was just like, I've done everything I come to do.
We kind of checked everything off. Like we did the
Yeah,
strip. We
exactly,
went
exactly.
out. We
We
had good
went to
food.
the weird stuff. We went to the bear stuff. We
Yep,
went to the museum stuff.
we did it.
We felt the heat. We dealt with it.
Like queens. You were so good. You were so good.
Like, I realized that the pool does change how I feel about heat,
Yep.
which is why I'm moving to a place with a pool.
To the pool.
Because Atlanta's about to get hot.
It's about to get so hot.
And I can't.
Oh, I keep forgetting I'm going to see you in a couple weeks. I'm so excited. Like that
Yeah.
show is just kind of plopped out of nowhere on my calendar, and I'm like a Sunday show, and I'm like I'm so excited. It's going to be so.
Yeah. It's time for you to start living month to month. Like
Yeah,
we need to like plan things monthly to look forward to for sure.
yeah. As long as I can
For
move
me, I
and
mean, you have your life. You're a DJ. You're, you know,
well, it's
your
very
husband,
difficult. The
your
wedding season's
things.
approaching, and I'm just
Yeah,
in
like
demand.
you're doing things. But for those of us who are regular beat workers, who have an OnlyFans, who like
Is this where you
enjoy
debut the
like a
handle?
good
Is this where you
will
debut the
enjoy
handle?
taking pictures on their Twitter. Like we need something to make us go outside of the house once a
Uh-huh.
month. And I'm very happy that I've been doing that here lately. Like I had the wedding, I
Yeah.
had what did I do? Oh, I went out for Valentine's Day for the single event. And
Hmm.
then like January was just a upchuck of outside.
Yeah.
So like I'm very happy like April is happening, that I have something to look forward to in April.
Something to plan around. Yep.
Yeah, so now I need to plan something in May, which I think I might be doing an R&B concert because I know
Ooh,
Jasmine is coming.
she's traveling.
Yeah, she's traveling with Tank. Oh my god, girl. I would be all the way.
You better get the
Like,
meet and greet and VIP.
it's gonna be so like I might wear this. I don't know.
Moist.
I might have to wear like I don't know. I just know I need to get on keto real quick.
That's gonna be so good. I hope you get
because Tank will try anything once.
Hey.
So this is T for Tank, not Tim.
Got your letter, baby.
No. But yes, I am looking forward to having something planned each month. So
amen. Tim, where can people find us?
You can find us anywhere you can find cavities. You can find them in your mouth. You can find them in between your legs. You can find them in your eye sockets. You can find them on the internet. And mostly and importantly, on planet Earth. No, I'm just playing. Mostly and importantly, you can find it at cubandchub.com.
That's right, Earthlings. Cubandchub.com, where you can find our links to all of our socials.
That's what I was going to ask you.
We could save it for next time. It's fine. We could do, you get our merchandise. You can listen to us, all that fun stuff at cubandchub.com. You can also send us a message at wearecubandchub@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. That's all the official stamp. Tim, are you doing okay?
I'm doing pretty good. I am well and I have what I need. I was a little down yesterday, but I, got myself up and moisturized and washed my ass and put on a little sexy and felt good. So
you look great. So
thank you.
You look really good.
I'm sorry you don't feel good.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go soak in the hot tub at the gym for a little bit and loosen up my back and try to
loosen up them buttons, baby.
So I'm sure I'll be feeling better in about 30 to 45 minutes. So we'll see how that goes. But
shout out to the men at Bear's Gym. Please come by, give him a massage, whatever you need to do. And he will thank you.
And there's that. Everybody enjoy your week. We'll see you next time. Big love. Mwah.
Mwah. Bear's a whore. Bye.
Bitch.